So the car's not talking to him in a language in which he understands at the moment here at Indianapolis. Another one of the Team Penske Chevys, Juan Pablo Montoya, on the racetrack now, beginning his warm-up. Got another lap before he will take the green flag. Two-time winner of this race. Of course, when he stormed as a young man to win and stomp the field back in 2000, and then in 2015 when he came back to IndyCar after being away in Formula One and in NASCAR, had a problem early in the race that sent him to the back of the field and came from 31st position to victory lane.
And it was one of those races that people will remember for a long time.
Yes, it will.
There was every time he came up behind somebody, defense, trying to hide yourself from his attack was impossible. And at the end, he passed Will Power, if I remember correctly, going into 1 for the win, and the rest is history. It
was a great fight.
And just finishing his warm-up lap, as you mentioned, and taking the green right now. I noticed this with the other Penske cars, too. I think on their outlap, they're not pushing as hard as maybe sometimes we've seen drivers. So I'm wondering if they're going out and maybe not pushing so hard just to sort of not wear the tires out. And then once they come around after completing one lap, when they go around the next time, boy, they're on the gas to try and get ready for the green flag. But it's interesting, as drivers said, if we leave pit lane and our foot's on the gas and we're trying to build momentum, I'm not sure I'm seeing that from a couple of cars here today.
Well, the one consistent thing we've seen is as the run gets longer, they get higher and higher and higher in 2. 2 has been a bit tricky today, so they're probably trying to save their tires and spread them out for 4 laps instead of just getting 2 really quick ones in the beginning.
And maybe that outlap that we talked about, not going as hard, hopefully makes the tires hold on a little bit better on that 4th lap.
I mean, I've been checking the windsock. Now there is absolutely no wind.
It's gusting in and out, because just before you looked over there, I looked out and it was blowing toward turn 2 and it stopped. So it's not a steady wind, but it is still gusting as it kicks a little bit there.
Well, let me
so
add
tricky
one
for the
thing
drivers, because when
exactly.
you get there, what's it doing?
Exactly. I'd rather have it consistently, whatever it wants to do, but be consistent, and then you know what to do with it. When it's intermittent like that, it's a guess.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem very strong, though.
Well, that's okay, right? If it's not very strong,
that's
good.
It's
Again,
good.
Then you know what to expect.
Exactly. You have to know what to expect, and the drivers by now have memorized what the car does depending on the angle of the wind.
What was it, like Wednesday when the winds were blowing it to 40 miles an hour? And
they were running.
Most everybody said, that's okay. I'm not going to learn much today.
The first year I raced at Indy, I didn't really know what all that wind was. And after about the 3rd day, when I wake up in the hotel, there was a tree that I would look at. And I know it was going to be a really bad day if the leaves were blowing one way, or a really good day if it was blowing a different way. It makes such a big difference here.
Interesting. So Montoya at 2:29.780 now after 3 laps. He ran yesterday a 2:28.645, so about a mile an hour faster. That seems to be a trend. Everybody is consistently a little bit faster than they were yesterday, with a couple of outliers as exceptions who had some struggles.
You would expect that. They've done a few more miles. But I think the fast times, Alan, are going to come between 5 and 6.
They certainly will. When the Fast 9 runs. So 2:29.565 for Juan Pablo Montoya, about a mile an hour quicker than he did a day ago. That puts him 3rd fastest of the cars that have run so far. Let's go to Doc.
And with last year's pole sitter, James Hinchcliffe. And James, we heard you on the radio, a little bit of an understeer into